Hey friends, it's me Stace. For today's video, I thought I would share with you my most used or most favorite craft supplies in no particular order. I'm also going to share with you some tips along the way. Alright, we're going to start with trimmers. This is the Cricut trimmer. I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with this. I really do like this trimmer a lot. Mine just has the cutting blade on it. You are able to buy the scoring blade holder along with the scoring blades. You'll have a cutting mechanism as well as a scoring mechanism. What I like about this trimmer, when it's folded, it stops here at 4 inches. Then you have the arm that comes out. It goes all the way up to 15 inches. And when you have it folded, you're not losing any measurements here. Sometimes when trimmers fold, you'll lose a measurement because it has to allow for the fold. This one, you don't lose any measurements at all. Easy to read. It has centimeters. It also has the 1/8 inch marks as well as the 1/16 marks. Now, the one thing I don't like about it, these blades do wear down pretty quickly. You'll notice your paper will start to be rough. So you would need to replace these blades. Rather than buying the Cricut brand, I buy mine off of Amazon. I'm not sure how much they are. I will have everything listed below. These has a 2-pack or 2 scoring blades and comes with 6 cutting blades. And they work really well in this trimmer. I've never had an issue with it. Now, as far as scoring, I use this a lot for scoring mainly because I don't want to replace those blades. So just put your paper in there, take a bone folder, then just follow that track, and you're able to score on here as well without having the addition of the scoring mechanism on there. All right, my all-time favorite trimmer is this one here. This is the Fiskars. I want to say this is about $80, but well worth it. This, you can see when it's open, goes to 13 inches. It has a ruler at the top, middle, and the bottom. It has 1/8 inch marks as well as 1/16 inch marks. I love how if you're measuring 4 inches, you have a straight line here. It does fold to make it, if you have a small space, it does fold. What I like a lot about it is this piece right here. I don't know if you can see that. Right there is a rotary blade. And that means it's like those rotary cutters that you would use for sewing. Every time I use this to cut paper, it's going to be self-sharpening. So I never need to replace this blade. Unlike the Cricut trimmers or the portable ones, you would need to replace that blade over time. This one, I never need to replace it. The downside, I think, with this trimmer is it stops here when it's folded. It goes to 5.5 inches. Okay, but if I wanted to go to 5 3/4 inches, there is no 5 3/4 inch mark on here, so I normally use my Cricut trimmer for that. If I'm doing anything like in an odd size like that, I would use my Cricut trimmer. Now, there are times that this gets not tough to move, but it kind of gets jumpy. So what I do is I just use regular sewing machine oil, and I'll put a little bit dollop of oil here, and here. Take some copy paper and just run it through a few times, and it glides like butter. And I've never had an issue with it as far as having rough edges or anything like that. So I really do like that. All right, now we're going to move on to glue, adhesives. My all-time favorite is the Art Glitter Glue. I get mine off of Amazon. May Made It, I believe, also has it. That's who got me onto Art Glitter Glue, is May Made It. Now, I recommend it comes to you like this, just with your standard cap. I do recommend the fine tip applicator. This is not the fine tip applicator that came with this glue. This is actually the one off Barely Art Glue. I did try that glue. I was not a fan of it. I really do like the Art Glitter Glue. Never had an issue with it. So I do recommend that one. I also have these little bottles I purchased. It's like a 5-pack. I want to say for like $6. They're like little squeezy bottles. And I normally pour my glue into these little bottles here. And it has a little holder here, or a little cap, a little rubber piece, and then it looks like a needle, if you can see that, and it comes out really fine. So does the Art Glitter Glue tip, though. The fine tip, it also comes out fine. I just like this because it's just easier to use. Alright, so that's my favorite glue. Now we have this glue here. This is the Elmer's Craft Bond Glue Pen. It is a dual applicator. It looks like this. I find it very wonky to use. This one on this side is a rubberized. I don't like this. I don't like the applicator at all. I also find it really hard to squeeze. I have to use like my whole hand to get the glue out. I do like the glue. I'll probably take the glue out of here, put it inside one of these bottles so it's easier to use, but it is a good glue. Alright, the other glue I have is the Zig 2-way glue pen. They have it in a regular pen size, and I have the jumbo applicator. I do use it for crafting. I also use this to restick my cutting mats, whether it be the Cameo, Cricut, or the Brothers Scan and Cut mat. And you will see that video next Thursday. So make sure you have that, you hit the bell to be notified, so you won't miss that video next Thursday. But that's also a really good glue. My other adhesive is this one here. This is the Scotch Advanced Tape Glider. I've had this for many, many years, probably 10 if not longer. I got mine from Michael's. I have it in my description box listed below. Rather than using those little tape runners, this has much more tape on it, and I buy my refills off Amazon. They look like that. The only thing I have is an issue with it is I have a hard time loading the tape. I never get it right, so I usually have my husband do it, but well worth the price or the investment because it really is a good glue and it does last long. Another glue is the Aleene's original tacky glue. This is a nice strong glue as well. I keep mine in a jar upside down so the glue is always at the tip for me, and when I'm using it I'll just put it in here as well. Alright, so I think that's it with the glues. Oh, one more. I guess it's not really a glue. Is Mod Podge. I bought this probably, I don't even know, 5 or so years ago. I'm using a coupon because it is pricey, but I now make my own Mod Podge. I use 2 parts of school glue, just regular white glue, to 1 part of water, and it works really well. I've never had an issue with it. It works just like original Mod Podge does. Alright, now we have punches. I have these 2 here. We are memory keepers. This is a Crocodile corner chomper. This has a 1/4 inch round size as well as a 1/2 inch round. This is the same company, We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile corner chomper. This has a cloud end and a scallop end. They are about $30 a piece, but you are getting 2 different sizes. So you don't need to buy a 1/4 inch punch as well as a 1/2 inch. You're getting them both here. So I do like those. The other one is my Big Bite. I really do like this one. It has small holes as well as big holes. You are able to set eyelets and whatnot with it. I've never done that. I just use it for a hole punch. Alright, moving on as far as other gadgets. Alright, let's talk about these things here. This is a stamp cleaner. This is actually the Stampin' Up! Stamp Scrub that is no longer, I think they have a chamois now, but I usually just spray it. I just put like a little dish soap in here, a little bit of glycerin, and some water. Spray it on here, rub my stamp, and I use this side to dry. It does work really well. I used to use baby wipes for my stamps, but I found over time that sometimes the baby wipe will leave lint on my stamp, so I just like this better. Alright, then we have this. This is the Mini Misty. This is just a small size. It fits my needs perfectly. It works really well if you want to line things up, and it doesn't stamp perfectly the first time. You are able to restamp it. I used to have this stamp in my jig. That worked really well, but I do like this. It's just easier to use. Alright, this is a piece of foam from Stampin' Up! If you have a stamp that has like a really bold image and it's not stamping right, you want to pick this up, or like Fun Foam, just to give you a little bit of cushion. I think it makes the stamps stamp a little bit better. Alright, my favorite all-time ink is VersaFine. I think it's just a nice black ink. It's a true black. Never have an issue with it. I really do like that one. Alright, so moving on, let's talk about other tools. This is a brayer. I believe I got this from Stampin' Up! I only use this mainly for to put cardstock on my cutting mats, because if they're not sticky, I just use this, and it just kind of presses it into the cutting mat. It works pretty good. Oh, I almost forgot these adhesives as well. This is double-sided tape. I get all this off Amazon as well. This is a really strong tape, so if you were working on boxes, it does a really good job as far as holding it together. But I've made boxes with my art glitter glue. Never had an issue with that either. Alright, so now we have other tools. Let me bring all these over here so you can see all these. These are my most used and most favorite. A bone folder. This is just the EK Tools brand. Any bone folder you like will work fine. I just like this when you're folding a card for a card base. You crease it really well. It makes the card lay flat and does give a nice crisp edge. Then we have these spatulas. I have 2 of them. I have the Cricut. They're both from Cricut. This is the original Cricut spatula that came in the zippered case a while back when they had the Cricut toolkit. I like this one better than this one. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the shape on this one, but if I have to use it, I will. But my main one is this one here. Then we have this one. This is also from the Cricut original toolkit. This is like the little dental pick. I don't know how well you can see that. The lighting looks pretty bad. I use this to weed vinyl. It does a really good job. I have the other ones that Cricut has. These ones here. I also have the ones from These two are from the Silhouette, and these are just other Cricut brands or other Cricut styles. I just like, my go-to one is this one here. So I do like that one. Then we have pokey tools. I have two. I have a Stampin' Up! One and a Cricut one. They're just basically like a large needle. I use these to pick up rhinestones, to apply them to cards. Also, if you're using die cuts, on the die cut itself, they'll have like little holes, and I use that to poke the holes out. It makes the cardstock release from the die a little bit easier. Next, we have tweezers. I have two. This is a Cricut brand. I do like these a lot. I think they're nice to use. Then I have this one. I'm not sure what brand it is. These are the ones that are backwards, but these are really, really strong. I have other ones like these Cricut ones here that are backwards. I'm not a fan because it's not that strong. So I think if I'm picking things up and using it, it's just going to fall out. So if I need to use it hands-free, I will use this one. But my go-to one is that one there. Then we have this. This is a pick-me-up stick. This is the Silhouette brand, and this is a quick stick. What I like, I use these a lot as well. You have a little, almost like a gummy, sticky substance there. Then on this end, you have a spatula and like a little pointer tool. So basically the idea is, if you want to pick up really small pieces, you would pick it up with this, put your glue down, use the spatula side or the pokey tool to hold it down, then release it. I do use it a lot. And I do like it a lot. So there's, again, different brands, different companies. The pick-me-up stick is Silhouette, and this is just a quick stick. My other ones I like, this is the Wink of Stella pen. I like this a lot. They have it in clear, silver, and I also believe gold. I have the clear. If you want to add shimmer or shine to something to make it look sparkly, I use this rather than using glitter, because with being glitter is just a mess. But I do like that as well. Then we have these. These are, I got these from Made It. They are made by Ranger, and they are called Emboss It pens. I have one in black and one in white, and it's just like a pen. It writes just like a pen, so it looks just like a pen. I use the white one mainly for snow. If I'm going to make a snow scene, I can just dot the glue all over it, put my embossing powder over it, and it does a really good job. The black one I like if I'm making tags, or maybe to go around a card. I do use them both. All right, other gadgets. I don't know what this is called. It's like a soft foam. It's not like styrofoam. We got it from some kind of packaging. I use this to hold my pins, my thumbtacks. So I'm using the art glitter glue that has a pin on top. I'll put it in here so I'm not losing it. I do know they make charms so if you drop your pin down, you can easily find it. I just plop it in here. It works really well. Also, when I'm using my pokey tools, I'll put them in there as well. And that was just something I had on hand. Then we have this. I've had this for a while. This is an adhesive remover. Mainly if you are using a tape runner like this. If I got glue where I don't want to put glue. This is like a gummy substance, and it just kind of grabs the glue. The other one, let me go ahead and grab it. I thought I did. The other one I use a lot. If you guys see my videos, you know I use this a ton. This is the Mono Eraser. This is great if you get a smudge on your card, you don't want to redo it, you just take this and just erase the ink. It does take a little bit of the cardstock away, so I only recommend using it on white cardstock, but it works really well to remove ink smudges, so I do like that. Another tip for you as far as inking the edges. I use just these cheap sponges I get from Dollar Tree. There's no scrubbies on them. I just cut them up in pieces, and I'll wet them, wring them out really well, and it works just as good as the sponge daubers, but it cost me pennies to make, so I like that. All right, as far as embossing, I like this as well. This is the Embossing Buddy. I believe this is just filled with like talcum powder or cornstarch, but when you're embossing, you want to remove all the static, and this you just rub over, like if I have a card base here, just rub it over. I sometimes pounce it, rub it really good, then you would do your stamping, and then you would do your embossing. And because if you don't do that, sometimes you'll get specks of embossing powder around where you don't want it, so I find this works really well. All right, so I think that, nope, one more thing, two more things. All right, these are blades. It says for Cricut machines, compatible with Explorer, Maker, Expression, all those blades. It comes in a 40-piece set. You get 20 of the deep cut, 20 of the thin, and 20 of the standard. I get these off Amazon. They work really, really well in my Cricut Maker, as well as the Cricut Explorer machines. So I do recommend them. Again, buying those blades can get pricey, so if you can get them at a discount, I recommend that. All right, last but not least, we have Twine. Twine comes in a gazillion colors. You know, you can just get the white twine, you can get the multicolor like red and white, green and white. I just buy white twine and I make my own. I tape it down to my mat here. I'll put a piece of scrap paper down, tape it nice and tight, take a Sharpie, and I'll just dot it along the way to make my own colored twine. And I can usually match my cardstock with all the different colors of Sharpies. My other favorite is yarn. This is just regular cotton yarn. This is also really inexpensive. I do crochet, so I have a lot of the yarn. But I like this because it's thicker than twine, and I can do the same thing. I'm able to dot it with a marker to make my own colored twine, but I think it ties bows nicely. Sometimes twine has that memory in it where you're tying a bow and the bow kind of twists the other way, and I find that using yarn, it doesn't do that. So I think that's it with all my tips. I'm looking around to make sure I did not forget. I do have two more. Let's talk about glue guns. I don't use this a lot, but I do use it every now and then. I have the AdTech brand. They market this as cordless. It is not cordless. You can see it's cordless here, but you can't use it cordless other than maybe like 2 minutes after you unplug it. But I do like that the cord does come attached. And it's also a 2 temp, so it's low temp and high temp. And I just have this little silicone, I don't even know, I guess like a spoon rest made from silicone. So when I'm using my glue gun, I just put that there so all the glue drops in here, and it's just easy to release. So I do like that little tip as well. All right, then last we have these bags. I get these off Amazon. This is 100-piece 5x7 bags. I mainly use these for my stamps. So the bag, if I can show it to you here, the bag is 5x7, but it has this tape on the top that you can fold over to make the bag seal. I usually go from the folded end and cut up 6.5 inches. Then I'll take a piece of cardstock, I'll cut that to maybe 4 3/4 by 7 around my corners with my corner rounder. Then I do this. So once we have the bag, okay, there's no flap, it's just the bag. I take my cardstock, again this is about 4 3/4 by 7, my corners are rounded. I put that in there, label it, then I use it for my stamps. This one just says birthday wishes. This is a May Made It stamp, and I store them in milk crate. And they work, the bags work really, really well, and you're getting 100 of them for a few dollars. So I do recommend that as well. So I think that's it, my friends. Any questions at all, please let me know. Like I said, I will try to have everything listed below for you, or linked below, or in my Amazon store that you can click on. If you do click on my Amazon store, it is an affiliate link. That all that means is I get a small commission if you purchase anything from me. It's the same price whether you use the link or not. But I wanted to mention that to you. All right, any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.